the referendum brought to light and showed to us that what actually took place in 1st October 1961 was just
May 1972. You mean?
Yeah, no. What took what took place in the referendum that Cameroon conducted actually came to actually brought in light what actually took place in 1st October 1961. Right. So in 1972, Cameroon was merely confirming that annexation and by abolishing the pre-arrangement which we have. And the difference with that referendum with what we have now is that in that 1972 referendum, the people did not have the power to decide. They were merely forced to do what they did. But in this one, we are planning now, the people will have that power to decide for themselves what they want.
Thank you. Parandangan, back to you. I titled my monologue, The Illegality of the 1972 referendum. And I call it an illegality because that federal constitution of 1961 from Fumban clearly stated the form of state cannot be changed. In other words, it will remain West Cameroon and East Cameroon, both of which will maintain their institutions. But the moment they conducted a referendum in 1972, not their own, but our own institutions were all raped. And is it not correct to say that we are at war today because of that 20th May referendum? Pandanga.
Of course. That referendum was not only a violation of the Constitution, the Federal Constitution of Cameroon, which they themselves wrote and forced it on us. It was also making a U-turn on what we agreed with them prior to the plebiscite in 1961. We agreed, the arrangement on everything about joining was that we're going to be two states, both equal in status. That is the arrangement by which the United Nations conducted the plebiscite in 1961. So for them to come in and use their population numbers, which obviously was above ours, to change what the Southern Cameroonians themselves voted with the understanding that they were coming to form a federal system of government, and they used their majority numbers to reverse that decision, which only Southern Cameroonians voted for in 1961, was absolutely wrong, absolutely unacceptable. But again, we want to end by echoing that the referendum we want to ask the United Nations to come and do is different from that one. Our own referendum that we are talking now to ask the United Nations is quite different, not BIA's own. And in fact, BIA will have nothing to do with that. We want to end the war. We want to end the war. And if we are to talk with BIA, we want to use only that referendum. We'll tell BIA that you propose this referendum. That is what we should talk about. And we are accepting it. In fact, I will elaborate on that later on. Thank you.
Dennis, please, if I mean, this is what
well, we are seeing in that was a good analysis by Pandangam there and the other panelists, Denise and Agbo, Bro Agbo, who are trying to give a very good, succinct, we have, I know the fear, I will say this, the fear of those people who are against referendum is only because of this illegality, this thing of the fraud. That happened in 1972. So most people are afraid of that same referendum. No, that's not what is going to happen this time. People should not take that one of 1972 as, because that one, the people had that thing of both the people of La Republic voting and the people of Southern Cameroon also voting. So it was a fraud. The referendum cannot happen with people who are not concerned in the referendum, right? This referendum was about dissolving the federal system. Just imagine. Who have a federal system that is of equal status, then you dissolve it and put the one Cameroon, United Cameroon, then later you change it to Cameroon. Your name, that's the same name you had when you had your independence. You come and join us inside and dissolve everything Southern Cameroon. We don't even have our own identity. Now we'll see they dissolve the constitution, and that constitution was made by them. Who will in his right mind join this kind of something? If you look at the illegality in 1972, most of it was a kind of arrangement. The form of state was not supposed to be touched. That arrangement was dissolved. If this is not fraud, if this is not corruption, if this is not what we call assimilation, what is this? And you hear Biya himself is saying it, because Biya worked in Aijo's government. Don't forget. So he knows a lot. He was the Secretary General at the presidency. He knows a lot of these things. That's why you hear him saying it, that they wanted to assimilate all of, but our culture is so hard, so different. Our people have very strong resistance. And if you compare their own activists, you look at this one who is supposed to be talking about their activism, this Sébastien Ebala. He said talking about girls, their mouth is smelling and all those things. How is that important? Instead of doing activism of change, you are there talking about taxi people there. It's so sad, Let's go back to the talk. Then abolishing that arrangement was not right in terms of the agreement, right? The federal agreement. Our people voted in the plebiscite to join these people under an equal status arrangement, okay, where there was that conference in Fumban was organized to draft a constitution. But La Republic just brought their own constitution and overwhelmed our people. Our leaders could not say anything. That's why this time, anything referendum, we don't want international community to involve La Republic there. The only involvement is during the pre-talks or the talks, and that's when they are telling them that this is what's going to happen. Yes, and because the only trap they can trap La Republic is this referendum thing. That is where the international community can hold them, because the international community realize that they can go and create another talk, La Republic will not come. So where are they going to hold them? This is the best place to hold them. So those people who are still waiting for a talk somewhere, it will not happen. La Republic know that any talk will still lead to this same referendum. Let me tell you, La Republic know that any discussion will still lead to this same referendum. They know. That's why they don't want to go anywhere. The international community will understand the way they work. People, if you don't understand them, you don't understand. Canada told America that Canada told La Republic. The Canadian foreign minister said La Republic brought them in this thing thinking that they will not be serious in it. But they should. I mean, the Republic government cancelled a meeting with the Canadian foreign minister who wanted to visit Cameroon just on this discussion. They cancelled it in the dire minute. They don't know that Canada is talking with America. You cannot drivel these people for too long. They know where to hook you. They have hooked La Republic now. Yes, they have hooked them. They are waiting to hear their reaction. They'll say no. Allow those people to vote there, to decide on their own. Don't even go there. They'll send the United Nations peacekeepers to come there and create a buffer zone where there'll be no fighting and anything, and so the United Nations will be the one to control Ambazonian until the referendum is over. Okay, this is the international community. It has nothing to do with La Republic. Okay, let's listen to the other part of that discussion.
This is my understanding that Cameroon is now seriously mobilizing every nook and cranny of Ambazonia to show up on May 20th to celebrate the rape of our heritage, everything Ambazonia, our Anglo-Saxon educational system, our common law system, and you can name the rest. Cameroon is currently mobilizing. They've positioned the army everywhere to make sure that people they have planned to show up in traditional festivities, dances, and so on, they show up and participate. How can Ambazonians, knowing this history, want to go out to celebrate? Is there anything there to celebrate? And that is why I asked the question, are we angry enough? Dennis, please.
Chris, you know that when people are under annexation and illegal occupation, they do the most outrageous kind of things. One of the reasons why we say that we should only have a referendum to this future is this manipulation that you are talking about. Why is La République du Cameroun going out to fetch everybody, force people, convince people, buy people to go out and march? It's to deceive the international community, isn't it? But now,
Right.
if you had the possibility for our people to speak freely, then that possibility for them to deceive people, to get chiefs to make motions of support, to get CPDM cronies to talk about one and indivisible Cameroon, all of that will come to nothing, isn't it? That was the way to kill that manipulation once and for all. So they can do what they like, even if our people are forced to now. We want the chance for our people to express themselves freely. And when that expression is made, you will discover that it is like we used to have in the days of the one-party system where all elections were 99.999%. And when freedom came, they discovered that it could no more be like that. So La République du Cameroon will do that. We know it. But only to self-deceive itself, to deceive itself and deceive the international community, but not minding asking the international community to support in a referendum in which I'll be able to express themselves freely once and for all.
Thank you. Comrade Derek, are we angry enough? You have people in this struggle who want an independent Ambazonia.
Wow. We are seeing this issue of the anger that so the question is, are we angry enough? I would say yes, because our people took up the challenge. But I would say no, in the other hand, because our people have not learned from the past, and it's high time we learn that we are under annexation. And if you are under annexation, we have to learn that if you don't fight back, okay, all the revolutions in the world, all the wars and crises in the world have been won by resilience, have been won by people who want to get back what belongs to them. They defeat the illegalities, they defeat the annexation, they defeat the occupiers. And it doesn't matter the size of your military. It's determination that wins anything. It doesn't matter whether people come with thousands and thousands of troops or most powerful thing. Look at America. America left Afghanistan. America left the other countries that they were fighting. But you see American power, military might, they cannot win those countries because the people are determined. Sorry. When the people are determined, they can kill any kind of manipulation that is coming from the other way. You cannot buy them. Money cannot buy that determination. That's what I'm saying. That's why when I hear the story of, oh, they have bought some of the people, they have bought this, they have bought that. Somebody that you cannot buy can take your money and sell and cannot sell the struggle. Your mind, if you are really bona fide Ambazonian, you can collect like Republic money, but your mind will tell you that, please, this thing is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. Because you think, how can you sell your own identity? That's why I'm asking some of these our people who call themselves black leg and these. They have sold their identity. Look at this guy who is a xenophobic guy, sending people to leave Yaoundé. These federalists and these people who call themselves, I am a proud federalist, are you welcome in Yaoundé? You saw the way they treated this one they call Njume, whether Njume Franklin or what they call him. The ones, even the fighters that left the struggle, what happened to them? From the success Congo who brought people, the success Congo who brought all kinds of people from all these guys suffering now like this. It was done by this success Congo guy. But what did he gain? Your enemy, your enemy will not trust you. What do I say? I say, if you are fighting against your brother and you join the enemy, you think that the enemy of your brother will trust you. It will only use you and dump you. I don't still understand how somebody will be, you are supporting somebody who is killing your own brother. You prefer to support somebody killing your brother, burning your bushes, burning your houses, burning everything, killing your people. You are very comfortable with that kind of person. If this is not witchcraft, I don't know the kind of craft that is it. This is wish. They call it winch. Because you cannot allow your people to be killed. People that cannot express themselves freely, cannot speak, cannot do anything. You allow them to be killed. They cannot speak freely, nothing. If this is not an annexation, I lack the word to describe this because the Republic, the military is there, they're arresting, and they're still doing atrocities. So, let's continue and we'll come back to it.
Support? They don't support. They don't participate in any way. And you have people who are going to join the caravan on ground zero with La République du Cameroon. I'm talking about all these chiefs, the senators, the parliamentarians, the councillors, all these cultural, so-called, and development groups. shouldn't they, every Ambazonian, seize on this opportunity, knowing what we know, to stay away from anything 20th May celebrations in our territory?
Yes, Comrade Chris, as you said, Raleigh, even in your monologue, we are not angry enough. And the question I ask myself, what can be the reason behind that? And I answer it myself by looking at the way our people have been manipulated all this while. You know, the history was hidden right from the beginning. You know, the people don't actually know what is going on, especially this young generation. They don't read, they don't research. And that we have to do. And because we don't do that, the colonizer is using that opportunity to do these manipulations they are carrying out with the help of even our own people, as you said. And to counter that, we need to start educating our people. And that is why I see this early introduction of this referendum to be very important, because it will go to educate our people on the importance of why we need a referendum in order to bring this war to an end. It will go further to make them know that their sovereign right is still in their hands, and it is only them who can make use of that sovereign right. They should not wait for the international community to come and tell them that this is your independence. They should not wait for any person like Mr. Bia. We have that right, and we can make use of that power. So we have to wake up, be more angry than Cameroon. You know, if we look, Cameroon before their independence, they were very angry people. Although the French succeeded in subduing them, but they showed that courage. They fought for their independence as compared to us Ambazonians. So if we want to take back that sovereignty that was stolen away for us, then we have to wake up, contribute in this liberation struggle, put the least item of our energy to make sure that this liberation struggle succeeds.
Oh, Pandanga, let me ask you this. When Albert Mukong was alive, every 20th May occasion, he will call for a national day of mourning. He is gone. What will you say? What message, if you had any, you will pass to Ambazonians on the ground today concerning this 20th May that is coming up in a few days? What message will you pass to them? I know they are watching you, they are listening to you, and they know that you are an authority in this struggle. What will you say to them?
What I would say is simple. We don't participate in it, and anybody who wants to participate in it should go and participate over in French Cameroon side. It is their own idea. To us, a slave does not go out celebrating on the day he was captured.
Correct.
So I don't think any Ambazonian should see even anybody celebrating in his own territory. It's as simple as that. Let those who want to organize celebration go and celebrate in French Cameroon. We are not part of it. As simple as that.
As simple as that. Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. No celebration of a referendum that made us slaves. No celebration of a referendum that turned us and our generations into slaves. Thank God we are ready. We are ready to undo that. But I'd like you to stay put. I will be right back in a second to come to you with the subject of this referendum.
So that is a very good discussion there, where we saw the panelists give us some glimpse of what we expect, because they talk of the support that we have, and also education of the Ambazonian people at home and abroad, so that on the date of this referendum there will be massive voting turnout. Okay, talking of the 20th May, people should not celebrate 20th May. This 20th May is a day of our enslavement, annexation, occupation. So why should we celebrate? Pandangam said a slave does not go out and celebrate the day he was captured. Okay, you don't celebrate the day of your captured, where you were captured, the day of your annexation. Okay, this is what we have to do. We have to educate our people. We have to tell them the importance of a referendum, the benefits of a referendum, and how different this referendum will be with the other referendum that we had in 1972. Okay, because most of the fear of most people now is because of the thinking that this referendum will just end up with the fiasco, the failed one that happened in 1972. No, that's not the point. The point is that most of the leaders, the groups, are lobbying for something different. Okay, and we have discovered that this is the most fastest path and smoothest path that will happen, where the international community would have a say, like people will not have a say. Okay, they will only have a participatory say. It means that not them connecting the election. That's why people who have not even accepted referendum, then they don't want to even have meetings with other leaders that were in the presence of the Hudson University. So why all this kind of behavior when this thing concerns the Ambazonian people? Okay, we are looking at the lives of almost how many million people, Ambazonians. They want something that can change their life. They want all these things. But it's not about the leaders. It's not about it's about this, about your own interests and sacrifices, your commitment into the struggle. And I just want to tell all Ambazonians that they should keep on this fight. The resilience, the determination, the emotional sacrifices, and all these are part of small contribution that people want to see. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being there, and hope that we're going to have more discussions coming up concerning the referendum. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share, and please don't forget to hit the like, comment, and everything, so that those watching through Facebook, please share as wide as you can. Those watching through YouTube, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll be seeing all the videos that are coming. I'll check on the playlist so that you see much of the topics that I've discussed about referendum. They are very interesting show that I had before. So please go to the playlist and check. You see a lot of shows that I had before concerning this same topic, referendum. You will enjoy it. Okay, thank you very much for watching.